Hi guys, my name is Taryn and I'm from GRAHL Slimming and Beauty Equipment. Today we're going to be talking about the Max Pro 3 4-handle machine with the additional extra option of the pelvic plate. When you receive your machine, you are going to receive a manual with a few extra documents at the back of the manual that include some recommended pricing, a guide to healthy eating, client profile form, indemnity form, and so on. You'll also receive a variety of different sized straps, and these straps are going to be used to hold your handles in place on the various different body parts. The beauty of this machine is that you can work on majority of the different body parts, including the abdomen, the buttocks, your thighs, arms, as well as even the calves. And if you do opt for the addition of the pelvic plate, you can then work on vaginal tightening and pelvis tightening as well, which is excellent for incontinence and for postpartum vaginal rejuvenation. So a really very, very nice added extra if you are willing to consider that as well. When you are going to set up your machine, you need to remember to get a power surge protector adapter, and what that means is you're going to get one of those adapter plugs that have the really big red block, and that is going to be used to protect your machine against any surges in electricity which South Africa sometimes deal with. This machine comes with a 2-prong adapter plug, and it can't be swapped out because it's quite specific to the machine. So when you are selecting your power surge protector plug, you will need to get the round 2-prong adapter. That adapter will obviously be plugged directly into the machine, and we generally recommend allowing those two to just live together. Leave that machine plugged into that power surge protector and directly into the wall. This is an example of a power surge protector with the 2-prong adapter, and you'll see here that this is the power cable that the machine requires. It's quite a thick one, and that is why this power cable cannot be swapped out, so you will need to get this specific adapter for your machine to be able to operate. When you are doing this treatment, all treatments are generally 30 minutes long. However, you can go up to 45 minutes for a treatment. You can do this treatment twice a week, but we recommend selling packages of 6 sessions over a period of 3 weeks. Obviously, then doing 2 sessions per week over 3 weeks. Okay, now we are going to talk about setting up your machine. When you receive your machine, it's actually quite a simple process. You are going to attach each of your 4 handles to the back of the machine. We're going to talk about that in a minute. But the first thing you're going to attach is your power cable. That just plugs in over here. You've then got your power switch at the bottom. And then we're going to plug in these 4 power plates at the back of the machine. Now, you do need to take this into consideration when you are setting up. These 2 handles are going to be your A function on the machine, and these 2 functions are going to be the B function on the machine. So it actually makes sense because when you switch on the machines, the ones on the left hand side are the A and the ones on the right hand side are the B side. Okay, and the reason I say that you have to take this into consideration is because when you are plugging in your handles, you need to decide, do you want your back handles to be function A, or do you want your front handles to be function A, and so on. It doesn't really matter which is which, it's just as long as you've got the 2 handles plugged into the correct place. Now, the plugging in process is fairly easy. Okay, you're going to unplug it, so you can see very clearly which direction they need to be plugged in. They can only be plugged in one certain way. Okay, so when we plug it in, it slides in fairly easily, and then you just slide the locks into place to hold it in place. All right, so that is how you're going to plug in all 4 of your handles, and then you are going to, when you're using a pelvic plate as an additional extra, you would then just unplug any one of these handles and plug it in. At a later stage, when we look at the actual screen, you'll be able to see see that the machine automatically picks up which adapter the plate has been plugged into, and you'll just select that option. You'll select the pelvic plate option. Okay, now we are going to switch the machine on and have a look at some of our functions. At the back here, there is a green power switch, so I'm going to just switch it on. Okay, there it is. Right, now when you switch your machine on, you will see that there is a GRAHL interface. We have kept our protective plastic cover on the screen, but it is optional. You can remove it if you want to. Right, if you tap on the screen, you're going to come to a security interface where you just need to fill in your password. Now, there is a generic password for all of these machines, and that is 6 zeros, or 000 000. So if you have a look at the screen, you'll see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good. Right, and that's going to take you to your two main functions, your automatic function and your manual function. All right, now generally with this treatment, it is a very user-friendly treatment or machine. So the automatic function is really recommended because it works brilliantly. So we will look at that in a minute, but just to touch on what the manual function is all about. Now, if you tap on the manual function, you'll see you've got your A function and your B function. Now that's what I was talking about earlier, depending on which you have selected. Generally, so we've selected our back plates to be our A function and our front plates to be our B function. So when I start A, my back handles are going to start. When I start B, my front handles are going to start. Okay. Then on the left-hand side of the screen, you'll see I have intensity A and intensity B. Obviously, that is adjustable. Now, at the moment, it's on 100%. And what that means is when we go back and use our automatic function, it's based on the manual settings that we have set for you here. So we're going to leave that on 100%, and then we can adjust it when we are on automatic, because that's the easiest option. Okay. Then we've got F1, F2, and F3. Now, what F1, F2, and F3 are doing is they are mimicking various different parts of a workout. F1 is mimicking a warm-up activity for a workout. For example, if you were doing an abs class, you are mimicking the warm-up process of that abs class. F2 is the more intense part of the workout, and then F3 is the cool down part of the workout. Now, this treatment is going to constantly jump between those three different parts of the session, warming up, doing an intense part, cooling down, warming up, intense, cooling down, throughout that 30-minute period. Okay, now we've set these according to what is recommended, so that when you're using the automatic function, these are the settings that we're using. Okay, if you feel as though 100% on high on the automatic function is not strong enough for you, you can then come back to this manual section and increase your intensity there. But this is what is recommended to start at. Okay, right, and then our final column is our time column. So if you did ever want to do a manual treatment, you could work on this screen. However, like I say, we do recommend rather working on that automatic function. Okay, so now we're going to look at our automatic function. And like I say, very easy to use, very user-friendly, you can't go wrong really. So if you have a look over here, you'll see that you can select your gender type, so male or female. You can select your age category, and then you can select your body part that you're working on. And as you can see over here, there is the pelvic plate option as well. So whether you have purchased the pelvic plate as an additional extra or not, that option it does come standard with the machine. So even if you consider purchasing that at a later stage, you can add it on and use the machine for that. And it's highly recommended because it's brilliant additional optional extra. Okay, so today we're going to be doing a treatment on our model, who's Pauline. So I'm going to fill in her details in the meantime. So I've selected female. We're going to select her age category, which is between 30 and 39. Okay, we're going to work on the abdomen. So I'm going to select abdomen, and then I'm going to select, you can either select low, medium, or high. I'm going to select high intensity, and then we can just go on to the next interface. Now, as I said earlier, you've got your A function and your B function. So A function for us is the back paddles, and B function for us is the front paddles. You can see over here, you can adjust your intensity for A, you can adjust your intensity for B, and you can adjust your work time. I'm going to take my intensity up to about 80%. However, we do recommend starting at about 70% and slowly increasing, but Pauline has had a treatment like this before, so she does know what to expect. So we're going to start on 80% for her. We're going to see how she feels, and if she can cope with increasing the intensity, we will do so. Obviously, the higher the intensity, the better the results. Okay, and as I said earlier, if you do then need to increase your intensity even more at a later stage after a couple of treatments, you can then go back to your manual function and increase the intensity there. Okay, so now we're going to do a treatment on Pauline. I have set up the back plates or pads, and we have strapped them onto Pauline's legs. So if you have a look over here, we have got our extra small strap, and basically it just slides in here, and then it slides through. If you wouldn't mind just lifting this one leg, okay, you'll see it slides through the inside, and it has some Velcro. Okay, so you can either tighten it on the Velcro side, or if you have a look on this side, you can lift that and tighten it a bit there and close it. Okay, and that's going to hold those leg plates in place. All right. These can also be used on the buttocks or even the thighs, the calves as well. Now, basically what we recommend is always using these back plates for any of the back parts of the body. However, if you did want to work on the front of the thighs, your client can roll over onto their stomach, and they can work on the front of their thighs using this, and then at the same time using these handles for underneath their arms. Okay, right, so we've got those set up, and that is our function B, and that's going to be set up there. And now I'm going to show you how to attach one of these handles for an abdomen workout. Now, you can use both handles, particularly on somebody slightly larger, or on a man who has a wider stomach. However, for Pauline today, we are only going to need to use one of our handles. Okay, so we can... Alright, now I'm going to attach the front handle onto the abdomen. So, this. We generally recommend, if your client is going to wear clothing, to wear cotton clothing, but generally straight directly onto the skin is your better option. Okay, your handle can be placed either in that direction. It can also go in that direction as well, basically as long as it is covering the abdominal muscles. Okay, so for today I'm just going to turn it this way, and then we are going to use our straps to place it in position. Okay, I'm going to try and make it as tight as possible. Now, the beauty of this handle is that it also has a button on the handle, so that if your client does feel the need to pause the treatment, they can pause it using that button, so that it's a start and stop button. But for now, let's have a look at our functions once again. Okay, so if we look back at our interface over here, we're going to press start on both the A and the B function so that they are working simultaneously. The various different functions happening there. So there are the 3 different speeds, the warm-up, the intense, and the cool down. And then there is a short pause in between each. Colleen, how are you feeling?
It's awesome.
It's awesome. Okay, can you feel your muscles getting stronger? Okay, and the beauty of this treatment is that we are building muscles while simultaneously breaking down fat. So your results are going to be immediate, and your client will feel as though they have just done a really intense abdomen and leg workouts at the gym. So you can just prepare them so that they do feel, so that they will know to feel a little bit sensitive after their treatment, and their muscles will feel a little bit stronger, but a little bit stiff as well. Okay. Okay, we're now going to talk about our pelvic plate function. This is the pelvic plate, and as I said earlier, we are just going to attach this plate into the back of the machine. So what I have done is I've switched off the machine over there. So obviously there's no electricity flowing through the machine, and I have just released one of my locks at the top and the bottom here, so I can take one of these handles off. All right. And now I'm going to plug in the pelvic plate there. And again, very easy to see how you need to plug that in. Okay, the nice thing about this machine is that it does also have brakes on the feet, which I haven't secured at the moment, but it does have brakes on the feet so that the machine doesn't roll around when you are doing this part of the process. Okay, but that's it, it's done. All right, I'm going to turn the machine again. Okay, and I can then switch my machine back on. Pauline, you're welcome to come and climb onto the pelvic plate. You're going to position your client so that each leg is on either side of the power cable that is going to the plate. Okay, and now when I go onto my automatic function, I'm going to select female 30 to 39, and I'm going to select my EMT option. Now you can see that there is a tick there, so you can't select high, medium or low. You're going to just select that plate and you're going to press next. Now this is a very clever machine. It has automatically picked up that I have plugged in the pelvic plate on the B side, so you can see it over there. And so what I will do is I will select the intensity on the B side over here, and then if we wanted to simultaneously also use the A plate, we could also use those and adjust the intensity there, but for now we are just going to work on the pelvic plate. So I'm going to turn it up to again 70%, which is what we recommend starting on. Okay, down to 70%, and I'm going to press start. Okay, now Pauline will experience a sensation of tightening in her pelvic region, and if she is feeling okay, after a couple of minutes we could then increase the intensity. Obviously the higher the intensity, the better the results are going to feel. Okay, now again you can just inform your clients that they are going to feel a little bit tight and feel as though they have done a workout after their treatment, but it's definitely not an uncomfortable treatment in any way. Okay, can I turn it up a bit?
Please turn it up.
Okay. Alright, I'm going to turn my intensity up to 80%. Okay. And how are you feeling? Are you good?
I am good.
Okay, and this treatment will continue for 30 minutes. And it can go up to 45 minutes as well, and that's going to be dependent on how much time the client will be feeling comfortable with. Okay. And that brings us to the end of our video. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to our page, and leave a comment in the comment section below. Please also remember to follow us on Instagram. Our handle is @grahl.salon.equipment. and check us out on Facebook as well. Thanks so much.